Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vinita, and our team will be presenting about the ancient Egypt. In this presentation, we will be talking in depth about the structure, the pyramid's location, the meaning, the purposes, and the astrology behind it.
I'm Sotia talking about the structure. So the Great Pyramid of Giza, also known as the Pyramid of Khufu or the Pyramid of Cheops, is the oldest and largest of the three pyramids in the Giza pyramid complex bordering present-day Giza in Greater Cairo, Egypt. The pyramid was located at the west of the side of the Nile. Constructed near each pyramid was a mortuary temple, which was linked via a sloping causeway to a Wali temple on the edge of the Nile floodplain. For the Giza pyramid, the length of each side at the base averaged 755.75 feet, and its original height being 481.4 feet. The middle pyramid was built for Khafre, Greek chieftain, the fourth of the eight king of the fourth dynasty. The structure measured 707.75 feet on each side and was originally 471 feet high. The southernmost and last pyramid to build was that of Menkaure, the fifth king of the fourth dynasty. Each side measured 356.5 feet, and the structure's complete height was 218 feet. The site chosen would be at a point on the desert plateau that would prove a firm rock base capable of supporting the great weight of the pyramid without any risk of cracking. Both Cairo and Memphis were and still located at the top part of the Nile Delta. Its sides rise at an angle of 51 degrees 52 and are accurately oriented to the four cardinal points of the compass. The size of the Pyramid of Giza is enormous, measuring 756 feet at its base and 455 feet in height. The pyramid presents the first land to appear at the beginning of time, a hill called Benben. The pyramid represents the ray of the sun. The first layer or the base of the pyramid contains the majority of the stone and the largest stone. This makes the base very strong and a good foundation for building the other layer. The second layer of the pyramid contains fewer stones than the base. This layer made the pyramid taller and a little narrower. The Great Pyramid core is made of yellowish limestone block. The outer casing and the inner passage are of finer light color limestone, and the interior burial chamber is built of huge block of granite. Approximately 2.3 million blocks of stone were cut, transported, and assembled to create the 5.75 million ton structure, which is masterpiece of technical skill and engineering ability. The entrance to the Great Pyramid is on the north side, about 59 feet or 18 meters above ground level. A sloping corridor descends from it through the pyramid interior masonry, penetrate the rocky soil on which the structure rests, and end in an unfinished underground chamber. Dadi David claimed that the stones of the pyramid were actually made of a very early form of concrete created using a mixture of limestone, clay, lime, and water. Today, tourists enter the Great Pyramid via the rubber tunnel, which was long ago cut straight through the masonry of the pyramid for approximately 27 meters or 89 feet, then turn sharply left to encounter the blocking soil in the ascending passage.
So hello, I'm May, and today I'm going to be talking about who really built the pyramid of Egypt. Were they slaves? What were the builders paid with? Can they be built today? How are they destroyed today? It was the Egyptians who built the pyramid. The Great Pyramid is dated with all the evidence for 4,600 years, the reign of Khufu. The Great Pyramid of Khufu is one of the 104 pyramids in Egypt with superstructure. Although they were not slaves, the pyramid builder led a life of hard labor, said by Adel Okasa, supervisor of the excavation. Their skeletons have signs of arthritis and their lower vertebrae point to a life passed in difficulty, he said. Their bones tell us the story of how hard they work, Okasa said. The builders of Giza pyramids in Egypt received wages in form of bread and beer rations. Yes, we can build the pyramids today, but it would only be a replica that could not last up to 12,100 years. The materials today would be made of concrete and steel and would weigh much less. Back in 1992, a major earthquake hit the region and it nearly destroyed the pyramid. It sent tons of stone broken free from the structure down into the base and created a dome-shaped void at its top. In the words of archaeologist Peter James, who says it was liable to collapse at any time.
Hello, my name is Surya, and I'll be talking about the meanings behind pyramids. The shape of the Egyptian pyramids is thought to represent the primordial mound from which the Egyptians believed the earth was created. There are four different types of pyramids. The four different types of pyramids includes the step pyramid, the bent pyramid, the Great Pyramid of Giza, and the Red Pyramid. The step pyramid purpose was to create a successful afterlife for the king so that he could be eternally reborn. The bent pyramid was to represent one step in Sneferu's journey to find the perfect pyramid formula. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for example, symbolizes the last of the ancient seven wonders of the world. The Red Pyramid of Dashur was built for the pharaoh Sneferu, father of Khufu, from whom the Great Pyramid of Giza was built. The pyramids are shaped like a triangle because it shows that they are closer to the gods. Mummies. Mummies are preserved dead human and animal bodies without any exposure to chemicals, extreme cold, very low humidity, or lack of air so the body does not decay. Human and animals such as cats and dogs were mummified. The Egyptians believed that if a pharaoh's body could be mummified after death, the pharaohs would live forever. The tombs were designed to protect the buried pharaoh's body and his belongings.
I'm Xiaoyi and I'm gonna present the purpose and why are they special. The purpose of the pyramid reflects the religious beliefs of the ancient Egyptians and their philosophy. In the Middle Age, many scholars believe that the purpose of the source government was to use pyramids to store food during Egypt's great grain harvest. But some contemporary scholars believe that the pyramid has been artificially connected with the calendar, astronomical observatories, and even mysterious alien life and regard the pyramid as the landing point of aliens. The famous physicologist Kurt of the 20th century believed that the purpose of the pharaohs who built the pyramids was to consolidate Egypt's national status, and the pyramids were not tombs. However, the widely accepted theory is put forward by most famous Egyptian scholars. The pyramid is a tomb of the pharaohs. It turns out that the pyramids are scattered on the west bank of the Nile River. According to Egyptian mythology, it is connected to the road up to the afterlife, and archaeologists have discovered many small boats used in funeral ceremonies near the pyramid. It is said that these canoes are the tools to the afterlife. Ancient Egyptian kings, also called pharaohs, were the largest slave owners in ancient Egypt. He had superpower and they were regarded as the incarnations of gods. So some researchers said that the main purpose of the pyramid was the tomb of the pharaoh. And the purpose of building the pyramid was to protect the function of the pharaoh and help the pharaoh to turn from man to God and to let the pharaoh ascend to heaven. But some people have discovered a problem. That is, the Great Pyramid does not have any features of a tomb. It has no extravagant handicrafts, gorgeous wall art, sealed entrance. However, it was built with unique materials, for example, the limestone and the granite, the same and the materials used for electroconductivity today. These facts have led more and more historians to believe that the pyramid
may have more useful uses. Some of them think that the pyramid of Giza is not a two-bed-up but a power plant. However, some people still believe that the electrical materials used in the construction of the Great Pyramid are just a coincidence, because energy generators still require catalysts from other sources.
I'm Vinita again, and I'll be talking about the astrology. The pyramid's astrology is mostly based on mathematical ratios or proportions that shows the relation to heaven. For example, an astronomer named Charles Piazzi Smith found out about the calculations that are related to the distance between the Earth and the Sun. He found it out by looking at the slope of the pyramid, which is nearly 10, a ratio of 10 and 9, and the height is around 0.09184. Therefore, we can take the height and the time and time it with 10 to the power of 9, which is equals to 91,840,000 miles. The pyramid are exactly faced north, south, east, and west exactly. Unlike the normal magnetic north, it is the true north of the Earth. From this, the movement of the star can measure north star's placement and can be used to calculate precession. Examples of precessions include the movement of the stars like Virgo to Leo or Taurus to Aries, which is discovered by Hipparchus, a Greek astrologer. In 1865, Piazzi Smith measured the circumference of the Great Pyramid in inches and got a length of 36524.2 inches. This number is the average length of days per year, which is 365.24 days, or the time it takes for the Earth to orbit around the Sun. With this, it shows that the builder of the pyramid knows that the Earth is not flat. Next is the radius of the Sun that can be seen in the full perimeter of the coffer in the upper chamber, which equals to 270.43378 pyramid inches. If we multiply it with 10 to the power of 8 and convert it to miles, we will get 427,316, which is the radius of the Sun. Next is the polar radius, also known as the distance from the true North Pole to the center of the Earth. The sacred cubit, which is 25 pyramid inches, and multiply it by 10 to the power of 7, and turns it into miles, we will get 3,950 miles, which is the polar radius for Earth. Then it's the light speed from the Earth to the Sun, which is 8 minutes and 13.36 seconds. The pyramid can be seen with a height of 5,813,2355653, and subtracting it from the capstone height, which is 103.03691776. Then divide it by 10 to the power of 6, and you'll get the number of the light of speed from Earth to Sun. Then it's the Earth's volume, the circumference of Earth at the equator. The Earth's mass and the average Earth land height above sea level on the planet is equal to the height of the Great Pyramid. Then it's the sundial on the vernal equinox at noon with its angle of sides or facing of 51 degrees, 51 minutes, and 14.3 seconds, versus its latitude shows that there's no shadow casting. The pyramid measures the exact time of solstice and equinoxes. There are more astrology of the Great Pyramid, which includes the precession that we can see. There's an axial precession of the equinox that happens when stars are moving in a retrograde motion across the sky in 26,000 1,000-year cycle. Lastly, it's the sun in the Orion constellation, where the two shafts in the Great Pyramid are pointed to the stars in the Orion constellation. The south shaft of the upper chamber points to the star Al-Nitat, which is a very powerful, energetic star on the Earth of Orion's belt.
Hello, Professor. This is Mary Seng, and I will be talking about treasures. There were treasures in pyramids that included those made from gold and precious stones. Deep within these pyramids were the burial chambers of the pharaohs that would be filled with treasure, believed that the pharaohs can use in the afterlife. Precious treasures often get stolen by grave robbers, unfortunately. Archaeologists in Egypt have made spectacular discoveries over the centuries, including boats and chariots. Some archaeologists believed it was to carry the pharaoh to the son of God Re across the heavens and so they could ride in the afterlife. Weapons in case of dangerous journey, jewelry so that the pharaohs could travel in style to the afterlife, and fans to keep the pharaohs cool. Many others can be found like mummies mentioned previously, food, canopic jars, which store the organs of the pharaohs as well. However, we definitely do not know completely of everything that are in these structures, as it is claimed by archaeologists that it is important to not harm the heritage we are trying to understand. The Great Pyramids are the world's most valuable monuments because they have changed our view of what achieving the impossible can mean, as well as teaching us so much about the ancient Egyptian civilization. Furthermore, scientists discovered that in order to ignite higher energy levels, the Great Pyramid of Giza could trap electric and magnetic energy into its chambers, suggesting it could help raise renewable energy in the present day. Many wonder if you are able to enter the pyramids in Egypt. The answer is yes, but at a fee, of course. However, photography is against the law there. Why should we preserve these ancient Egyptian pyramids? The pyramids, including the Pyramid of Giza, are built in honor of the pharaohs throughout history. There is so much we can learn from these structures that are bound to be discovered. Not to mention the Great Pyramid of Giza being the last remaining wonder of the seven wonders of the world. Furthermore, archaeologists are trying their best to preserve the materials and resources, hinting that there may be more mysterious that could be solved in the future.